Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Natalie J. The world of music has always been a magical appeal to the young as well as the old. So that is part of the illusion. The mystical combination of notes to create chords and progressions to bring that wonderful sound that puts one in the state of ecstasy. Now that is art. Now, you would also begin to believe that must be real simple, very simple to do. If you were anything like me as a child, osmosis would be your choice of reality. I just did not believe it was necessary for me to sit there and play all the scales. I felt it was also very, very up my alley if I could just put my hands across the keyboards and by way of osmosis, channel Bach, Mendelssohn. I was a classical pianist. But, however, that didn't work. And all I could hear in the background was, read the notes, lady, read the notes. Yes, Ma. Anyway, this morning we have with us T-Bone. T-Bone is a local artist here in Phoenix, Arizona. And I met T-Bone at the Desert Rose in Glendale, Arizona. And this was our first encounter. He requested myself and a mutual friend to come to the stage and join him in his open mic. I was floored. This gentleman has such a gift with the guitar that I felt it was absolutely imperative that I bring him to you, my audience. So without any further ado, please welcome T-Bone. We finally have arrived.
We're here.
When you began your life as a musician,
okay,
how old were you?
I was still in grade school. It was before 8th grade. I was taking drum lessons. They're trying to keep me out of trouble, you know. And so they gave me drum lessons. And my family was kind of musical. My mother sang. We had a player piano. And
cool.
my brothers, we all played instruments as kids. We made noise. And and then my dad had an uncle who used to play on Ed Sullivan with Louis Prima, Sam Butera, and the Witnesses, and Keely Smith.
I remember Louis Prima, yes.
Man, I love that band. That band cooked. I just cooked. I mean, if you go back and listen to some of Sam Butera's stuff, man, they were so great together, it was unbelievable. And they're still, by today's standards, just badass band, fun. When I went to high school, a friend of mine's brother played guitar. I don't know, something happened and I got some insurance money. I think it was $75. And I went to Sears and bought a guy an old Dan electro guitar in a case. The thing's worth a mint now, but I paid $79.95 for it.
So when you went through all of that part of it, why did you decide on the guitar? How can you decide that instrument? Why didn't you just stay with the drum?
I was a kid in puberty and girls, I imagine. And I had my best friend's brother play the guitar. And to tell you the truth, I was I don't know. First time I was around it, I got hooked. And I dabbled. I had some friends that played guitar. We learned, 3-note songs together. And we had some fun, with it back in the day. It was timely. The Beatles, were coming out. And that was my generation, I remember listening to a Beatles song, I think it was 8th grade. I Want to Hold Your Hand, maybe. And then, I roll with it. But when I heard the song Green Onion, Booker T and the MGs, people like Ramsey Lewis, I don't know, man. There was something about that music, the Barkays, the Meters, just something about that music. It just, James Burton, I don't know if anybody remembers Ricky Nelson, James Burton, Ozzie and Harriet show. Man, that was some bad Yes, music, man. That show was, man. I go back and revisit that, and James Burton, and I would say Steve Cropper. And then, there was no way out. I was hooked, but I did not play for many, many years afterwards. But anyhow, that's kind of what it was like growing up playing music. In high school, we had a little band, and we weren't very good. I mean, really. And but we played down at the swimming pool. We did the events, and we had girls chasing us, and I kind of liked it. I'll be honest with you.
My. Here I thought you were just a little angel.
Ooh, me?
Yeah. Forget that angel thing. It's going out the window here. When I listened to your music, listen to this. When I listened to your music over at the Desert Rose that day, it had a flair. It had a combination of a variety of styles. R&B, had a Motown sound. So what did you attribute all that to? Listening to records or actually participating in Motown?
Anymore, man. I gotta tell you, I want to get out there and play music. I've been playing music for many, many, many years. I'd say I'm a blues guy. I'd have to say, when I come back in, I run into an old blues man named the Chief one time, and I was young, and he just knocked my brains out, when I heard his band, and I was very well blessed. I had some great mentors in Phoenix here. I basically learned to play guitar up here in South Phoenix, and with all the animals, the moves and the M-Bets. I mean, I remember me and Paul Stubblefield and me were playing the M-Bets, watching OJ, being chased live, by the cops.
Yeah.
So I was very blessed to work with some of the real people. And then, and I've been around some great guitar players. So it's a guitar thing. It's not, singing was the last thing I ever thought I'd do, really. But I had a friend one time named Dave Andrews, rest his soul. He told me one time he showed up to a gig late when I was younger, and I got mad and went home and learned a song. And the most interesting thing was the guy that angered me to learn a song was the most supportive when I started singing. He says, "You're going to like it." I said, "No, I won't. I like it now."
I wanted you to share with some of the young people some of the things that they might have to encounter. For an example, when it comes to playing the music, is it necessary for them to learn the music? Is it necessary for them to understand what the keys are? Is it necessary for them to practice? Or do they think that they can just go in their garage and become an overnight hit, especially with the internet? What's your thought?
Practice. First of all, practice. You have to pick it up. I mean, there are days when you don't feel like picking it up. I had to play somewhere the other day. I had no music in me whatsoever. It happens. I was flat, just flat. But you move your fingers. On days you don't feel like practice, you move your fingers. So if I had one advice, learn the fundamentals. And I don't care what music you play, and listen to all kinds of music. Once you say, well, I just like country, or I just like metal, and you're pretty much locked in and have limited yourself. Learn it all. Get the fundamentals. Take a half a year of fundamentals. Learn the basic fundamentals. And you could communicate with anybody. You don't have to learn a sight read, but know what the notes are on the scale. It don't take a genius. It's pretty easy. And then you could communicate with one another. It's kind of a lost art. I would say always play with guys better than you, or ladies better than you. Always. And listen.
But isn't there a certain degree of intimidation? And sometimes isn't it presented in a fashion where they might not want you to play with them because you're a novice?
Some people don't want me to play with them. I'm cool. I'll go outside, drink a beer. I'm good. Feel me?
Well, I'm talking about a young person and a young person's ego. When that happens, do they just say, well, it's you?
Well, that happens. I'm sensitive even today. I would probably really listen. You can't be a pansy. You want to be a musician, being a pansy? Nah, not gonna work. I tell you right now, because it is tough. You have to believe in yourself, and you really have to be the worst own critic at times. But then you have to give yourself a break now and then too, and forget what people tell you. Just if you like yourself and you believe in yourself, and everybody out there is going to criticize no matter what. And just keep on playing. Play for the love of music. If you're out there just to attract the opposite sex, you're out there because your mom wanted you, whatever. You have to love it. You'll know when you pick up an instrument if you love it or not. I know people that know a lot more about guitar than me. They can't play. And that's because they didn't know it. You will know. When you start playing music, you'll know. Learn percussion. I don't care what instrument you play. Fundamentals, percussion, timing.
What is your worst situation that you've ever been in as a musician?
Oh no.
Now I'm talking about something that you can talk about.
I'm thinking.
Listen, don't forget it, but you can't.
I'm an old blues musician. Are you kidding me? I can tell you stories that scare me now. I have nightmares about it. Let me think about that. The worst situation. Man, one time. Okay, I'll tell you about a situation just popped in my mind. Now, I'm not even going to tell you about the bars I had to fight my way out of with microphone stand. Okay. But anyhow, one time I got hired to play a little gig with a couple guys at a bar here in Phoenix. It was up. Well, I'm not very good. I don't do that. Nothing matters. It's over. It's been a long time. And owner offered to pay us money. It was grunt money. I mean, it wasn't even good. It was like 40 or 50 bucks a piece, 3-piece band. I said, well, he wanted us in the club. It was a new club. We just bought it. And so I hired a couple guys who were pretty good. I said, hey, this guy's a new club. Money's not, but Well, pay time. I saw a 44 Magnum. I had to tell the guys I don't have the money. Why? Because he had a 44 Magnum.
Whoa. Are you serious?
You asked. Wow. That wasn't the worst one. That was just one I could talk about without cussing and swearing. I'm going to be real here.
Wow. That's scary.
Yeah.
So do you encourage musicians to go ahead and continue their career, or based on that you say, okay, maybe you might want to rethink it?
Here's the deal. You have to pay dues, and there's almost no shortcuts. I would target what you want to do, but I would get an overall music back. I don't care. I just spend the time and get an overall fundamental music and play whatever music you want, metal, whatever, salsa, whatever. It doesn't matter what kind of country. Learn the basics. And it makes it easy to communicate with other musicians. When you learn the basics, some people never learn the basics of music. And if you learn the basics, you can communicate with good musicians. That's it. You don't try and listen to everything. I remember one time when Devo came out and laughed at him. My brother told me, he says, listen to all kinds of music. They're pretty good. I listen to Devo. Now I like him. Go figure. No blues guy. What's your favorite? What are your favorite band? Devo. Would you have guessed that?
No.
They were funny. Hey, that's me, you know. I have a friend that has one of those bands where your voice, you know, however they do it, and they're good at it too, man. But you know, that isn't my bag. But you know, I understand what they're doing. I understand the art, and they're pretty good at it. When I hear that, I can actually listen to it because I understand the art behind it. And you know, it's not what I play. You know that. You've heard me play. What would you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What would you say if you heard me play music? What comes to your mind when you hear me play? What, you know? I'd be interested to know that. Or am I not?
I was listening to the smoothness of it, the smoothness and the fullness of your guitar when you play both times, and the confidence that you exude. It's like, wow, he's so confident about what he's doing. Right? And here's the other thing, as a singer, here's the thing that I like the most about you. You didn't embarrass anyone, at least not in the two encounters that I had. I had a feeling of really being very secure with you. Secure. All right? And that's important, especially when you're first starting out.
Well, you know, at my age, I got to be honest with you, I've been through some serious medical things. And I look around at people, and I've been there and done that so many times. And I read Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, I guess that all of us need to walk around with a copy of that in our back pocket.
I want to read it again. It's around here somewhere. I do. I've been thinking about that book a lot. I can use a little right now.
So what's on the agenda for you now, people? What do you think you want to do now at this stage in your life?
Well, I'm trying to get healthier, and see, I'm doing a pretty good job of it. And I'm getting a little bit older, but you know, my chops aren't fading. I'm feeling good about playing. I'd like to play more. I would like to find some people to play some music with. You know, I like to get. You know, I'm good at backing up people. I'm really, really good. I've done it with some of the really good people around town. You know, I mean, I have worked with some greats. I don't know if I should name names or not, but I've been blessed with the opportunity to work with some of the best people.
Like who, for example? Name one.
Okay. Well, Francine Reed.
And for those who don't know who Francine Reed is?
Well, she got famous for being, you know, backup vocalist with Lyle Lovett, you know, and but Francine is one of the greatest living blues and jazz artists there are, and she's the real thing, people. You can't fool her. You know, and there's somebody that knows your instrument better than you. That would be Francine.
So, last question. If you were an instrumentalist, and let's say you're a female, what is some advice that you would give a female instrumentalist, not necessarily a vocalist, but guitarist, drummer, when she approaches a band that is looking for her particular instrument? How do you think she should feel, or how do you think she should act in that particular scenario?
You know, I can tell you what the first thing that come to my mind, you know, but I don't know how that would come off. You know, I like to be honest. Put some clothes on.
Put some clothes on.
Put some clothes on, yeah. You know, for real. Hold that dignity. Don't be, you know, dumb about it. I'm a musician. And I'm a guy, and I'm an old man. I mean, sex sells. When you approach a band, however you want to be treated, I imagine, is how you should approach that band. And you just think about it very carefully. Because this is show business. It's theater. Does that make any sense? Is that a good answer?
It's a wonderful answer. As a matter of fact, I think it resonates a lot of insight. A lot of insight.
You know, he used to come sit in with me. People might know her was Deanna Bogart years ago. I used to be at Warsaw Wallers and Deanna Bogart come in and play saxophone. And man, I have played with Bob Tate, Emerson, Sleepy Crothers. Man, we used to work up in Jerome. An old sax player passed away. That was my brother. Boy, I sure miss him. Man, I have really been blessed with some opportunities to play with some good people. And when you play with these people, you learn. And you learn in this because they've been around. And I listen. I don't learn everything, but I listen. And when I play, I'm at an age where you say I exude confidence. I'm not really playing the guitar. That is me speaking. That's me. When I'm in front of people, when I'm playing, and it's right, feeling that the band is backing me up good, and that's me. That's the real me. Whatever I am, that's what that is. You can't separate old T-Bone from the music. I've tried it. And I'm 67 years old, and I have tried it. It doesn't work.
Are you going to be at the Desert Rose anytime soon, do you think?
No, that's pretty far away from where I'm at, though. But, I am working at a little steakhouse on Sundays from 6 to 8 up on South Mountain. Got a beautiful view. I get to play music up there for a couple hours. I eat the great beans and food and ribs. The ribs, man. Oh, and the prices are good too. I mean, it's called. Ironically, it's T-Bone Steakhouse.
Oh, can you imagine?
That's how I got to get. That's the only place that ever let me play there. That I actually pulled up on a motorcycle and got to get.
Uh-oh.
I put my. Yeah, I was fishing. It's right by my house. Everybody was telling me about it. T-Bone, go up there to T-Bone, play some music. Well, one day I decided to put a card on the door that said, the T-Bone card, And I went back the next day. I went in there and played with the guy, and there we talked. So Sunday from 6 to 8, eventually I would really like to have some good people come in and sit in with me. Maybe you.
Oh, that's an invite. I'll hold you to that. Meantime, I'd like also to invite you to come back to the microphones and sit down and have a conversation with me again. You and I in the same location at the same time.
When I hear that word live, you know what I think in my head? I better hurry up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm not trying to rain on nobody's parade, but I like to keep it real. You asked me to?
Until the next time, we're going to end this conversation right now, and I thank you so much for your beautiful energy. And definitely, you're phenomenal as a musician. Phenomenal. I enjoyed listening to your music. I enjoyed sitting with you that brief moment. That was some kind of spontaneity. I just want you to know.
You guys really made me feel good. That was really lucky. That guitar player I was playing with, he was good. He was every bit as good as me, or better. And then you and Marty and me singing harmony, man, we killed it.
Mm-hmm.
We brought that place down. That whole place felt that. There was real feeling in that. That was the real thing.
The bass player that we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen, is Bernie. What is Bernie's last name? Behringer, I think it is. But anyway,
it's Bernie Bear, to be honest.
Yeah, Bernie cool. Bear, right.
And Bernie, I gave you a plug, man.
I will talk to you again. You take good care and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. And definitely on Sundays between 6 and 8 is Mr. T-Bone.
Steakhouse up on South Mountain.
South Mountain.
Well, let me leave you with this.
Man.
Come on out and see us.
Nice. All righty.
All right. Bye.
Bye.